Yes, it is, in fact. Oh, hope everybody had a good 4th of July. If you celebrate that kind of thing. Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 151 of the Alter Ego podcast. I'm your host, Jack Austin. With me, as always, Mr. Ryan.
How's it going?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm swell. How are you?
I'm so glad to hear that. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Ryan, how's the Land of Enchantment?
You know what episode this is, right?
151.
The sesquicentennial plus one.
Oh, Jesus.
Shed it landed.
Okay. So I need to see him in my office by tomorrow afternoon.
Is it still smoky as shit up there?
Nope, we're clear, man. It was a beautiful day. It was like 83, low humidity. I mean, it's perfect.
I'll fight you. 83 degrees. Oh.
It's an odd thing to fight a man over.
What a thing to fight somebody.
What'd you say the weather is?
It was 83 in your general vicinity? Square up.
No humidity? Let's go.
That's for sure.
Would you say the relative humidity was 29%? I'm pulling up.
The feel like was 85?
Feel like it was 85? Homie?
Spin the block again.
Uh-huh. My uncle's getting his boxing gloves on.
And I've been
Oh, boy.
sweating balls here in this Florida.
Yeah, it's not
weather.
great around here right now. It's super hot. If you're a Florida native, you know what we're talking about, but you know. Not as hot as it's got to be in the DC corporate office.
Ooh,
Boy, oh boy.
James Gunn about to get fired already?
James Gunn's not going to get fired. I don't see that.
Unless he has future tweets.
Yeah. Or he's going to just be making like those at-home videos because they're going to lose every ounce of budget they got. We had a comment on here about the Flash on our Instagram post. I forget his name. I'll look it up. But he said they should have recast Ezra Miller. Do you think, because we talked about this last week or 2 weeks ago, that had they recast Ezra Miller, that it would have done as poorly?
Yes.
Yeah, you think it done worse?
The movie was dog shit. I mean, Ezra Miller, I'm going to give him this. Ezra Miller is not a bad actor.
Bad person, yes.
He's a fucking piece of shit, but allegedly, I apologize. Allegedly, if the things are true about him.
Allegedly, when it's caught on camera, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, but
hey, listen, where there's smoke, there's fire for sure. But I mean, he certainly is not the guy or the personality out there in the world in today's media, right? Where everybody knows everything about these stars that you want leading your film, right?
I think from a movie standpoint, the movie was still dog shit. I mean, the CGI was awful. The cameos were awful. The script was awful. So does having somebody other than Ezra Miller in there help? Sure. Is it still a massive flop? Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Damn, tell us how you really feel.
Well, no, it's a massive flop. It's a $200 million set to be $200 million flop. It's supposed to go to streaming this month.
I saw that. I was like, damn, bro. They're trying to be bootleggers.
We had a comment on the Facebook. Oh, it's already showing up to streaming? That was fast.
I see what he did there.
That's good.
That's a good one.
Wow, I didn't even pick up on that at the time. I was like, yeah, it is fast. And now that you say it like that, oh boy.
He made sure he accentuated the ... Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, DC guys, when are you gonna get it together in the movie department, man?
Oh, man.
They're saying Blue Beetle is now going to be the reset, which I'm excited. I'm actually excited for. I don't know. Maybe it's just me wanting DC to be good finally.
I've given up all hope, dude. The only thing I will anticipate greatly is James Gunn's movie. To me, that's where things are going to reset.
So Superman Legacy had some casting information. One of James Gunn's buddies, Nathan Fillion, is cast as the Guy Gardner Green Lantern. This does not bode well, in my opinion. I like Nathan Fillion, but when it's like, I don't know, it's like Adam Sandler, right? Like he casts all his buddies. And not that that's a bad thing. I know what I expect when I go see an Adam Sandler movie.
Fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Slapstick comedy.
And when I see those guys, I know they're going to be there. But when I'm watching some of these superhero movies and some of these personalities keep showing up, I'm like, okay, all right.
Like old boy that's in every Sam Raimi movie. What's his name?
Sam Raimi.
Raimi, yeah.
Bruce Campbell.
Campbell? Age of Darkness guy or whatever that movie was.
Army of Darkness. Yeah, I like Bruce Campbell a lot, but I feel the same way when I see him. I'm like, okay, all right, here's Bruce. Let's move on. You know what I mean?
We were talking about this pre-show. I think that this is just a spot casting. I don't think he's the future Green Lantern. I think we see him in this movie, and then we get Jon Stewart for like the actual Green Lantern.
See, but I don't know why you just wouldn't start with Jon Stewart, to be quite honest.
No, I agree. I think maybe it's the buildup for Jon Stewart. You can have a scenario where he's still active duty or something, and the ring comes to him, or because Jon Stewart's a badass.
Yeah,
I freaking love that character. So him getting all the story action he can, I'm for it. Yeah, that's what we got right now for DC. I mean, things aren't good. There's a new Blue Beetle trailer out that I haven't had a chance to see. I'll probably be watching it after this episode, but
they say that looks pretty good, right?
It does look good. It does look good. And I think Blue Beetle, now don't set me on fire, nerd universe out there. I think Blue Beetle could be a good DC Spider-Man, right? Like the younger kid who's going to join the team of some veteran players and is very smart, has that Blue Beetle costume. Blue Beetle is a top tier power character, whether you know that or not. So I think he could play that role nicely.
I think it was probably their way of going with him as opposed to Shazam, just because we had Shazam literally a year or so ago.
Yeah.
So if they wanted that Spider-Man-like young kid type character part of the team, that was probably the direction they wanted to go in.
And bring us a new story. I get it.
There we go. That's the big part. Yeah. Bring us a new story.
I'm not gonna lie, my wife, every time she sees the Funko Pop, like, what is that? I'm like, it's the Blue Beetle for the 19th time. Who is it? Coming out soon. Really?
Yeah.
We watched a whole trailer on it. I don't remember. Okay. All right.
Okay, honey.
I'm shocked more that she watched a trailer.
Yeah,
me too.
Forget what movie we were going to see, but it was on before the movie that we.
But I do think Blue Beetle is the right way to go, and I don't want them to recast Shazam. I think he's one of those unfortunate casualties if he does not get brought over, because I think it's all but done that Aquaman is not going to be Jason Momoa, right? Do we feel that?
Yeah.
I mean, for him to be leaving and super pumped and being such a mega Lobo fan that we know he is, I just don't see. I don't see him coming back as Aquaman, but we'll see.
I'm not gonna lie. To me, like, you should leave some of this cast intact. We know the actors and actresses. The story's just been bad.
Yeah,
it hasn't been the casting. And I get you want to tell like or reset it, but give us something we're familiar with. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I agree.
Like, I don't know.
I'm actually on the opposite side of that fence.
Really?
Oh, for Shazam?
I mean, no, I'm talking. He said everything. I don't want them to recast everything, or not recast. I don't want them to bring back the same people for everything, because we're already in a position where we're hating reboots.
Yeah.
All of these movies are going to be reboots, but now we're bringing back the same people to tell a different story. I'd rather have somebody new so I can learn that actor and the new story at the same time.
Oh, but what if they don't bring back the guy who played Cyborg?
Yeah. I'm going to be sad.
I'm
going to cry myself to sleep.
The only one I would have loved to see come back is Henry Cavill, because he is Clark Kent.
Yeah, but that.
Ben Affleck. Wow. I love Henry Cavill. That I think him being recast, but then again, if you bring back Henry Cavill, you got to bring back everybody else.
Yeah, 100%. So I'm okay. I'm okay with it. You know, but that's the only one I would have been like, all right, that's cool.
The guy who played Cyborg, was it Ray Fisher? Isn't that him?
I think that's his name.
Is it Ray Fisher?
Could be.
That guy, he was good. He had that nice suit. He didn't wear geared hardware, the rugged yet stylish watches that are the perfect accessory for any man that's always on the go, or a Cyborg. Whether it's a board meeting or a bar fight made with high quality materials and backed up by a lifetime warranty, he could rest assured that his geared hardware watch would be there for him when he needed it most. If he went to www.gearedhardware.com and used promo code AlterEgo20 to get 20% off his order, then maybe he would have not gotten recast. Let's move on to gaming, shall we? Diablo 4, baby. I know we're gonna be done with this pretty soon, guys. We're getting weekly Diablo updates. I'm sorry, but this one just made me so happy. There were high-level hardcore players that were chasing what's called a treasure goblin. They're basically little loot guys. They run around, they run through mobs of enemies, so sometimes they can be difficult to capture, and they drop loot for you. Sometimes you get good stuff. More often than not, you get some junk, but it's worth it to chase after them, right? So there were high-level hardcore players, and let's look at our test from last week. Hardcore means if you die once, you're dead. That's it. Game over. And these guys were chasing treasure goblins, and afterwards these little characters that don't hit you, that don't attack, all they do is run and then jump through a portal. They exploded with what's called a death nova and was killing hardcore players. And these creatures have never had any offense in the history of this game. All they've ever done is run. So these guys were super high level chasing treasure gobs and were killed. I can't imagine the amount of rage, but I would probably laugh until I needed to medically stop.
You know, if I was one of the developers, I would have put your boy from Dexter in there. Surprise, motherfucker!
Surprise, motherfucker! Oh my god! Right before the death nova goes.
Ooh! Well, right after they killed you, surprise, motherfucker!
Before we started recording, I'd say if I was a dev for Diablo, I would have a sheet, just like a tracker of how many people died to the death of a goblin.
And then I just sitting there, just stunned and shocked, like, "Ha, got him!"
And I have an email every month. And I would put the "I will remember you." All the names of gamers that died.
What is it? The African guys dancing on the castle. Oh, bro.
Not to mention, and if they uninstalled the game, they'd get a gold star next to their name.
That needs to be the achievement on Xbox. Rage quit, uninstall.
Drink bleach and uninstall.
Could you imagine that if you got an achievement after uninstalling a game? Blink, uninstalled.
The first step in having a problem is admitting there is one. You're terrible at this game.
Oh boy. They also, in the first developer update, when they talked about season 1, introduced the first new character in almost 10 years. The Crusader came out for Diablo 3 in 2014, and they just recently introduced the Blood Knight to Diablo Immortal. I could give a shit or care less about Diablo Immortal, but I'd love to see the Blood Knight. I hope he's getting tested to be brought over to Diablo 4.
That would be awesome.
What is Diablo Immortal?
Diablo Immortal is the mobile version.
Yeah. I can't imagine it's worth. I mean, I'm sure you're going to get the Diablo diehards, like the ones even more so than you, that are going to be playing this. But it's no different to me than when Call of Duty had the mobile game.
Yeah, I have zero intentions. I played it because the game is free, but there is a certain part I've never in any game hit a paywall harder than in Diablo Immortal. Yeah. But yeah, that's interesting. I hope that comes over to the consoles and to the actual Diablo 4 game. Baldur's Gate 3. Now, Baldur's Gate is a Diablo. It is a Dungeons and Dragons POV, right? It's where you go and you can play in Baldur's Gate. It's a busy legendary town in D&D lore. They have a RPG that comes out, and apparently they have 3 of them. I've known this game has existed, but I've never actually played it. But Baldur's Gate 3 is coming out saying that they will have 174 hours of cinematics in that game.
Way too much. Way too much.
They realize that's 57 freaking movies, right?
How much is too much? Now, I mean, if this game is just like the greatest game of all time, sure, I'm down for some cinematics. But this game is hitting the weird button because there's also an option for you to, this is like what's that game, Dragon Age?
Maybe
you play Dragon Age Inquisition, where you can have relationships developed with characters
to
the point where you can have sex with them, or you can be trying to kill them, shit like that. It's kind of funky how deep it gets into the role playing, but here's the even weirder. You can have sex with a druid in the game after they turn into a bear, and then have sex with the bear. What?
Well, we're clapping bear cheeks now?
We're bordering on bestiality at this point.
Oh, we are here.
Yogi, what are you doing? What's going on here?
Hey, boo boo, just
Smokey.
some cheeks to clap. You
No,
know?
this is just like, what in the fuck? What are we thinking here, gang?
Only you can prevent pregnancies.
You
Wow.
imagine being in that office, by the way? Hey guys, Gil's coming in just a second. I just humor him for just a second. Is he on the bear thing again? He's on let's just say that he felt heard, okay? Because if we go to HR about this, things are gonna get weird. And then he comes in, he's like, hey guys, how's it going? Remember Rathnar in Act 4? He turned into a bear. I just had an idea. All these romantic intertwinings. What if we had sex with the bear? Jesus, Gil. I need you to stop. I need you to go on a wellness retreat, Gil. He's like, just hear me out. And he just
Why is he
pulls
still
out like
here?
a National Geographic. His screensaver's a grizzly catching a salmon on a... Gil, what the fuck is going on here? Wait a minute. What were the weird circumstances in which Chet was hired?
He brought up bear sex.
He's the... Why is this a thing, guys? Come on. You know, there's somebody out there who's like, Baldur's Gate 3, do you have that? And they're just sitting there wearing a bear shirt. Like
Going into GameStop with a hat and
like-
sunglasses on.
every person you've ever seen at a fish fry has one of those graphic bear shirts.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, what are you buying Baldur's Gate 3 for? I don't think that's any of your business.
I will not stand for fish fry slander.
Yeah, no, you won't. But you know, it's sad that you didn't deny that I was 100% accurate.
It's not the point.
I need one of those shirts, guys. Help me out there, Alter Ego Land, where the two wolves are howling at the moon. I just need
Why
that.
don't you look like you're going to a fish fry?
Yeah, thank you. I need it. Let's make it happen. Okay, Tears of the Kingdom, which you've actually picked up and started playing, right?
Yeah, so I haven't touched it since the last time I was on.
How many hours have you put in?
I have barely put in an hour.
Oh, wow.
That's
I'm
it? Really?
I'm worried about you.
Man, it's one of those things where I don't like being given the same thing kind of repackaged a lot of the times, and that's what it
I
felt.
just saw you playing Overwatch 2 last night.
What?
There's a difference.
What?
I didn't have to pay for Overwatch,
That's
and I was
true.
still playing Overwatch to begin with. Like it
So-
was
Well,
my.
that should motivate you to play Tears of the Kingdom more because you bought it.
But see, also listen here. Tears of the Kingdom to me, Zelda was more fun when I played it in Master Mode. I can't
Alright.
play Master Mode until they come out with the DLC. So I may not touch it or go back to it until that time.
Fair enough. Fair
Because I don't have the time anymore to sit there and run through it 3 times at 300 hours a piece. You know,
I
what
don't
mean?
have time for fun. This game is crazy fun. I spent hours on it. I don't have time for that. Give me the
Yeah.
frustrating stuff that I really don't want to sit and spend my time with.
It seems to me it was fun. Like it, I don't know.
Wait,
By the way,
The
it's
best-
go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't have time for that right now. Wait until they give me what I want. Then I'll have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
Wait until they give me exactly what I'm looking for. They sold more physical copies of Tears of the Kingdom than digital and physical were sold of Resident Evil 4 or Jedi Survivor.
That's a
games,
crazy statistic.
All digital downloads, everything did not sell even as many physical copies, which means somebody went to Target or went to Walmart or wherever to go get their game. More people did that than downloaded Resident Evil 4.
And they actually had midnight releases all over at GameStops for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's crazy. Here's some fun stuff. Let's get into this. This is probably one of my favorite stories we've got today. Sony accidentally revealed that Call of Duty is worth $800 million to PlayStation. Oh, they did? They realized that that big seller of theirs, 800 million, is worth that much to their company, and they're the ones who didn't want Microsoft to go out and buy Activision Blizzard.
well, that's why.
Oh yes,
You know what I'm
yes,
saying?
it is. So Matt Booty, who's I think he's the director over there at
Yeah.
Microsoft. I'll find out who he is. He said in an email, which was brought up in the trial, that if they wanted to, Microsoft could have spent Sony out of business. Which, damn,
That's the truth, though.
Yeah, he's Xbox Studios head.
Yeah.
They could spend Sony out of business if they wanted to.
Absolutely.
That's pretty gangster.
And in the same clump of news, Microsoft was just ruled in favor of in this court case about acquiring Activision Blizzard. $69 billion. This acquisition is said to be done as early as the end of this month.
That's dumb. That's a flex on Sony for real.
Big time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, the first thing I thought of when I read that article is about fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're dragging out the inevitable at this point just to prove it. You have what? There was 30 countries that approved the acquisition?
Yeah. Instantly. I mean, imagine being the first guy from Sony to send the email over to Xbox. Oh, congratulations. We still want Call of Duty, please.
Yeah. No,
that's the wrong accent, though. It's Chinese.
That's, man. I don't. Those guys, they don't make any sense.
I just want them to send an email to Matt Booty and call him Booty-san.
Booty-san.
Booty-san. Hey.
Booty-san.
Booty-san. I just want that to happen. Can somebody make that happen?
Chet.
Please? Not him.
Chet's on it.
That guy.
Chet
could fuck up a steel ball. Get somebody else.
He actually fucked up a rock pile earlier.
Apparently he's trying to fuck a bear.
$69 billion.
Yeah.
Hey, you boys want to start a game studio?
I would love to.
Let's do it. Let's quit this podcast and bullshit. And
our first
games.
RPG is going to be called Stay Black and Die.
Oh, I love it.
Me too. Do you know how many people would buy that game?
Oh, I'm sure a lot.
It's going to actually be based on Ryan, and his character will need couch time to regenerate health.
He gains his power up by refusing to watch things.
Yeah.
Hey man, come on.
Watch, there's a movie trailer.
I'm not going to watch that.
I'm not playing Zelda either.
Every time you walk past Zelda, you gain a heart. And don't throw it.
The only thing he walks around with is a Switch that's dead.
Which is also dead right now, which is another reason I haven't played it.
It's so funny. I would definitely love to get in the video game business. It'd be really cool.
$69 billion.
Yeah, it's a lot of cheddar. That's a lot of cheddar. And I wonder how many people, like Ryan was talking about, on the board that's going to get a nice, sizable check to still be on the board. Still be on the board with Activision Blizzard.
Man, I get that kind of money. I'm doing nothing.
You wouldn't be doing it. Yeah. Yeah, I got to agree. I would get bored after a while. But you know what? Hey, we still have some on-time releases for this podcast.
Got
that's
$69 billion.
We'd be in a professional studio.
You know what? I'm just going to buy an island, go grab broads, clap cheeks. That's it.
So there was...
You hear that, Abby?
I Googled this just to see a little bit more information about Activision. So these are some crazy stats. They were founded in 1979.
Damn.
I didn't know that.
4 founders. They actually employ 9,200 people nationwide.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
It's actually
their revenue is $8 billion per year.
That's it?
Yeah. 8.8 billion.
Jesus. Well, I mean, what's Sony gonna do? I mean, this is their bread and butter, clearly.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, really, if you're gonna sit there and say that it's worth $800 million to you for this game, I mean, what else do they have? They have God of War, they have Spider-Man.
Now they have Ghost of Tsushima.
They have Ghost of Tsushima, so they have good games, but is that enough to sustain them if Call of Duty starts to win some of that battle?
No. It's one of the things I've said. It's a lonely boy machine. If you like to play single player games, then great, that's for you. But if you're a PlayStation guy, I mean, not a PlayStation guy, but like Call of Duty,
Xbox is just better. It just is. As of right now, when you said Xbox One and PS4, they were neck and neck, and I think PlayStation was just as good as that. Xbox 360 to PS2, nah. Or PS3 dominated Xbox 360.
No, actually, at first, I want to say 360 dominated the PS3.
I'm just saying in terms of performance in games and stuff like that, PS3 was the bomb. PS2 was the king. Xbox compared to PS2, don't even talk to me. But now, Series X, Series S compared to PS5, nah, no thanks.
Hardware style, yeah.
The PS3 might be the greatest console in console history. The argument can be made for it.
Mouth.
I'm not kidding. The jump in technology from the PS2 to the PS3 was insanity.
Talking about the one where you couldn't. Well, you had one system.
I'm still picking the Switch in this one, guys.
I wouldn't say you're wrong with the Switch. I'm just saying the argument can be made for the PS3.
Wii was good too, yeah. All right, so let's take a quick break-a-rooney, and then we're gonna get into movies and TV. We got some Marvel stuff to talk about. Heavy leagues coming out of Marvel. Fun stuff. So we will be right back.
You're not talking about those PlayStation 5 Slims coming out?
We just did.
Yep.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning built an actual train just so they could destroy it.
Cheaper.
Think so?
Yeah. I forget.
Well, yeah, they probably don't construct the entire train like you would if it was an actual train you could get on. I mean, I'm sure there was probably a lot of empty cars and a lot of, empty shit. So
I forget. There's a movie that they wanted to CGI an explosion scene, and it was actually cheaper for them to build the entire thing and blow it up versus using CGI. So that may be the case.
My favorite is that TikTok where it's the guy's Christopher Nolan, and they're talking about Oppenheimer. And he's like, yeah, we got the CGI. He's like, what did you just say? Like, Chris, it's an atomic bomb. We're gonna CGI. He said, what did you say? I want you to say, can you write this down for me? IAMFIRED. Read that back to me. Tom Cruise says he wants to make Mission Impossible movies until he's 80.
No thanks.
At what point do we not care about your protagonist if he never dies or never is in any real danger, right?
I'm okay with these being the last Mission Impossibles.
Yeah, me too. Me too. I mean, Tom Cruise, man, he's one of those guys. Sequel. Chris Pratt's almost as bad as he is. Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a couple of people out there that are like, sequel? Yeah, let's go. Like Harrison Ford, as of right now, still dropping Indiana Jones. Come on, man.
Oh, that's terrible, though.
Comparably, so they built a real train so they could actually destroy it, and Seth Rogen actually cracked his skull with a set of nunchucks because he loved Ninja Turtles. Hey, good for you, Seth. I'm happy to hear this. I think this new Mutant Mayhem movie is going to be the bomb. Yeah, I think
I'm excited for it.
Potential to be the Into the Spider-Verse of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies, which not a lot to compare to fight with when you're talking about that. Obviously, I still think the greatest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie is the first one, the live action one. But
the OG one.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the best one they've ever done. But yeah, I think it's going to be good. I think John Cena is rock steady, and they've got Seth Rogen playing Bebop. They've got Baxter Stockman in there as Ice Cube. I mean, the turtles are being played by actual teenagers, so they are going to sound, they're going to sound good as opposed to the last one that had Johnny Knoxville as Leonardo.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. That was actually a really good comparison with Into the Spider-Verse, because I actually came to appreciate that style of animation a lot more with that movie.
Yeah.
Like that wasn't something that I thought I was going to be into until I watched it. So I think I'll appreciate this style of animation they have with the Turtles a lot more.
I do too. And like, listen, I do say that the first one is the greatest one they've ever made, but they should stick to animation.
Yeah, it's hard to do a turtle.
Right, seriously. The Turtles, they're cool. I love that movie. It's one of my all-time favorites, but for you to try to keep doing live action, why? Get the big voice actors to come in and do the parts and move on. I don't know.
Didn't like Johnny Knoxville? My name's
not
Leonardo.
Not a Leonardo.
Jackass.
Not a Leonardo.
Mm-mm.
I don't see him as a Leonardo, period.
He could have pulled off Mikey.
Yeah, I mean, he could, because you know him as that goofy guy,
yeah.
But I just don't see him in that role. I don't dislike Johnny Knoxville at all, but I mean, then again, there's certain times where you go, I don't know if you're the right fit for this.
Yeah.
Dune 2 got a trailer. You said you still haven't seen Dune, right?
I have not seen Dune. I can't get past the first 15 minutes.
It's a
Me
very
either.
long, very
At least we're there on that one.
Yeah.
very, very detailed to the books is this movie. They made sure to go over everything that the book goes over. And yeah, you're absolutely right. I've been through Dune 1. It is super tedious. I'm not going to say boring, because if you like the lore of that movie and you're into that universe, you're probably going to love it. It's like Lord of the Rings people, when they see stuff in that movie, they go, oh, that's from the book. That's really cool. And if you don't, if you're not plugged into that, you're going to probably be like, okay, I'm bored now. So the last half of that movie is awesome. But one of the actresses from the movie, I can't remember her name. I think she plays Paul Atreides, who's the main characters. I remember the character's name, but not the actors. Plays his mom. She said that that movie is fucking nothing compared to part 2. That is
Rebecca Ferguson.
Yeah, and Rebecca Ferguson, and she plays Paul Atreides' mom. Yeah, she goes, Dune 1 is fucking nothing compared to part 2. She's so excited. You look at it, and I'm inclined to agree. This one looks like it's got a lot of stuff going on with it. I'm very excited to see where this one goes. Dune,
Question for you.
go ahead.
So you said this is based off of a book originally, correct?
It's based off of like 8 books.
So my question then is, the second book, or like as you progress through the story, is it going to match how this movie is going to be that much more exciting than the first? Like, do things escalate like that in the books?
Yes. So, the first one is kind of the setup, right? Like, I'll liken it to Star Wars. The first Star Wars, A New Hope. We all love it. It's an icon now, but it's a little boring in the action department.
Yeah.
So you get to the Death Star, right? I mean, you do all that stuff. So this Dune 2, they're at the Death Star now. They're rocking and rolling. So they're going to start having some intergalactic all-out war. I'm down for it. I think it's going to be a good one. But you guys will have to suffer through Dune 1.
Pro gamer tip, and stay black and die. If you put on Dune, I get superpowers.
On Dune.
I'm sleeping
Because he falls asleep. Yeah. I'm excited though to see this actor so amped up about this movie though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, for her to say something like that on a nationally syndicated media outlet, clearly she's like, no, this movie is freaking awesome. I love it.
I appreciate seeing actors take stock in their product like that.
Yeah,
but I mean, too, doesn't a lot of actors do that? Don't they hype the movie up?
You can tell when it's manufactured hype, and then you can tell when an actor completely dislikes what the product was. Like Ben Affleck when Batman vs Superman came out.
Yep.
Or The
so
Rock.
You can tell when it's either that or manufactured. Like The Rock's hype for every movie he does is completely manufactured.
Okay. So The Rock, let me tell you something about The Rock here. When you're going to bring The Rock into this, no, I'm just kidding. We're not going to do that.
I set him up with a softball too.
It's just no. But when you're talking about manufactured hype, he is manufactured hype. He is walking around on 2 legs, manufactured hype.
But
so for somebody like
his
this,
whole career.
Oh, imagine that. That's weird. But yeah, this actress going out and being like, no, this movie is fucking amazing. And she's a part of the first one. She likes her. She goes, that one's fucking nothing compared to this. Like what we've done, where we've gone with this one, it's truly above and beyond. So that gets me kind of hyped about it. But you've seen so many actors who are like, oh yeah, it's a great one. Maybe they'll do a second one. It's going to be good. It's going to be an exciting ride. We shot the movie for about, 4 months. I was out in Tahiti, and I just, it was just a lot of fun diving into the character.
I love the people I work with.
Yeah. Oh, this crew is amazing. Working with Fabio Ticini, it's a dream come true. It's a real honor.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
He puts me in the sink and bathes me like a baby every day when I get out to set. It's cool. Yeah, this is Tooth Fairy 2, right?
Thank you.
Okay, we're moving on from this. But speaking of things I love hearing from actors, Idris Elba says he is disenchanted with being James Bond. Not something he's interested in. And that happened when it became about race. Us too, Idris. Us too, buddy.
Yeah.
We really wanted you to be James Bond. We really did.
Oh, God, I would have loved that.
Everybody started freaking out about the race thing. It's like, okay, bro, you guys are ruining a good thing.
It's funny. The other night I was looking for something to fall asleep to, and I decided to try to watch that movie Luther that he's in.
Yeah.
Bro, that motherfucker in a suit is smooth as shit, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I can just see him right now being fucking James Bond. Just smooth as shit. And it sucks because people have to make it about that because
Well, you know what though? Like if he came in as James Bond, that would have brought me back to James Bond. I haven't watched one with Daniel Craig.
I very much so enjoy the ones with Daniel Craig, but I think Idris Elba would have been that much better as James Bond all day.
Yeah. Next one, Boba Fett had a movie plan that was borderline rated R, and it was originally going to be a movie and not a TV show, but we got the TV show.
I'm very disappointed to hear that news.
Me too.
I would have killed for a Boba Fett movie.
They can do this and do it right. I don't know if that actor is the right guy.
No.
He seems really nice.
He was a good voice actor in the Clone Wars.
Yeah, I'm just kind of like, all right, buddy, maybe just keep the helmet on, huh? And we'll have somebody else. I don't know, man. I want to see a rated R Boba Fett movie or I want to see something a little bit more bounty hunter-esque, a little bit grittier, because there have been conversations about rated R Star Wars being brought in, and we've had a bit of a discussion about this. Was that on the Facebook or was that in our Discord?
That was Discord.
And Darren came up and said that he doesn't think that Star Wars should be rated R because he watches it for kids. And I've seen on several occasions, I think Star Wars is for kids. Not that it can't be enjoyed by all. I freaking love Star Wars, but I think at its heart, it's created for kids. You never see any blood. You see lightsabers, the Force, all that stuff. It's super cool. But, you know, I see the draw for a rated R movie. Like, I get that. Like, maybe you'll get some more adults hyped up to want to see it. But at this point, Star Wars has kind of got the same thing that Marvel does, right? Like, oh, it's another Star Wars. Now, what do I need to watch to know this? Now they're going to just make it darker and add more blood? I don't know. I think there's plenty of stuff that Star Wars could focus on before they worried about the maturity of their content.
I think the element about that story that I was most interested, though, wasn't the rated R aspect. It was the fact that he wanted to do a movie with no existing characters and a brand new storyline that's never existed in Star Wars before. I will take that 10 times out of 10.
Yeah, give me that.
Yeah. That would be awesome, especially for someone like me who doesn't really watch Star Wars. If I could just watch this movie stand alone by itself and understand it, that'd be dope. Yeah. Like, if it was up to me, start with the Ronin, because I'm not going to lie, after watching that short, I'd kind of like to see the story behind that.
Me too.
Like, that'd be actually really cool.
And that wouldn't even need to be rated R because it would be brand new content. Like PG-13, sure. Even if you wanted to keep the stay in the niche of Star Wars and make it PG, whatever, that's fine. But brand new stuff, I'm about that action.
Yeah. And if you've got people dying
and cutting things up,
then PG-13, that's fine.
Yeah.
But that Ronin storyline live action, whew,
oh my God,
that would be incredible.
Yeah, I don't think you need to make it rated R if the story doesn't really call for it. You know what I mean?
I agree. And there's no need. So unless you're going to have sex, blood, bad language, or graphic violence, which none of those Star Wars needs to be successful, then keep it open to everybody.
Yeah, especially if you've already been in that lane, just stay in that lane.
Yeah.
Just keep it where it's at.
I agree. The new Ahsoka trailer dropped. It's on Disney Plus. I saw it today. I have not been trying to get my hopes up about this show, but after looking at the production that I see in the trailer, I'm like, oh, okay, we learned something. Star Wars, we talked about it on this show before, is definitely learning from the failures of Marvel.
Yes.
We are watching how Marvel on certain shows are crashing and burning, and they're going, okay, we're not going to do that. Let's pump money into this and make sure that it looks the way it's supposed to look. And this Ahsoka trailer for the show looks like a movie. I have a feeling every single episode of this is going to be high production, high quality, entertaining story. And they're also interweaving a lot of the stuff like Star Wars Rebels into this show.
Well, I think another thing they're looking at too is they're obviously looking at the failure of Marvel, but they're looking at the success other already famous franchises have had with television, like The Last of Us. That did really well. Stranger Things has done very well in the later seasons. So when you pump money into a television production, you're going to get that return as long as it's quality product and a known name.
Yeah.
Star Wars is a known name. They make, for the most part, quality products.
Yeah.
And I mean, essentially, it's what, like a 10-episode movie? It's almost like not a movie, but you know what I'm saying? Like
no, you're movie. Right. Like,
so you kind of have to keep that up, especially with Star Wars is known for. Like,
That's why.
And Andor was movie quality production.
Andor is one of the best just shows that I've ever seen. I'm putting Andor up there with Band of Brothers and other good shows that I've seen that I'm like, if you're talking TV, go watch this. Andor's on that list for me. It's that good. But yeah, I think Ahsoka is gonna have the potential to be a very, very good show. And Star Wars has definitely been hitting it out of the park with a lot of them. I thought the end of Mando was good. And I think that's going to be moving in a good direction too. We're going to get a lot of lore for Star Wars going forward. Speaking of Star Wars, Squid Games has increased Netflix's value almost $1 billion.
Actually, can I time you out and pause it and run it back real quick?
Let's do it.
Those movies, are they from Star Wars? Are they running to like a new movie? Is there something like
that's
Ahsoka
the rumor?
And
so Ahsoka and Mando are lining up pretty nicely. Those are lining up to be two shows that could lead into a movie because they're about the same timeline. Ahsoka has been in Mandalorian. I think those two could definitely lead into something. And Thrawn, Admiral Thrawn, who's a big bad guy in Star Wars, one of the biggest bads, actually, if I think about it. It's him, the Emperor, and Darth Vader. He's going to be one of the main antagonists for Ahsoka.
Okay, I was just wondering. You have all this Marvel stuff that you got to watch. Like I still haven't caught up with. I haven't even watched what is it?
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. I'm like, I don't want to have to do this all over again for someone.
You're going. The rumor is they're going to be in, what's his name? He did DC movies. Ryan Johnson. Ryan Johnson. He's got that trilogy coming out. No, he does.
I thought that
the trilogy that's coming out about Rey rebuilding the Jedi Temple. God, that's Filoni. Filoni's doing that movie.
Dave Filoni, yes.
Dave Filoni. The rumor is Mando and Ahsoka are going to appear in that set of movies, whether it's a single or a trilogy. I can't remember what they decided.
Wow. What? So wait a minute. They said that Rey is going to be with Ahsoka and Mando?
That's one of the rumors that's circulating around. It's just a rumor. That hasn't been confirmed. But Dave Filoni did make a comment about how that movie wouldn't be based on The Mandalorian. It wouldn't be like the end of their chapter. They would just be a part of it, is what the comment was.
Well, there's a Mandalorian shown in the new trailer. So
there's Mandalorians, yeah.
But yeah, so Squid Games has increased Netflix's value by almost $1 billion, and I haven't watched a single second of it.
Really?
I've never seen that show. Yeah.
That to me is probably one of the best offerings on Netflix. As far as the show goes, yeah.
Interesting.
It's
good to know.
Dubbed, but it's really good.
All right, let's end with something interesting and then something Super Mario is going to go to Peacock next month. Cool, go watch it. I've bought it many moons ago. Love that movie. We watch it all the time. You should definitely check it out. But the Barney movie that's getting Barney the dinosaur. I love you, you love me. We're a fucking family. That Barney.
Is it? You got Toretto.
That movie is being made for adults.
Man, you know what I need as a 38-year-old grown-ass man? I need a movie about a purple dinosaur.
I'm just trying to see the logic.
There is none.
Why would you make this movie for adults?
Well, isn't Barbie kind of geared more towards adults?
What?
Isn't Barbie geared more towards adults, the Barbie movie?
Yes, Barbie. That makes sense.
So I think this is just a cheap knockoff way. Like, this is like the Wish.com way of trying to do Barbie.
Barney, you mean?
No, the Barbie movie. Like, they're trying to make it like the Barbie movie for adults, but it's like the Wish.com version of it.
I heard the Barbie movie is incredible. That's what a lot of people are saying. It's got good reviews. People are going to see that and Oppenheimer at the same time.
I don't know if I would want to do those movies back to back.
Well, no. There's a big campaign on it right now. Like, if you look that up, Oppenheimer and Barbie, they have really been going after it. And
really?
It's like $22 million worth of people have bought tickets for both movies same day.
Wow.
Yeah.
What an odd combination to watch back to back.
Seriously.
That's one of those things. All right, I'll go see your stupid Barbie movie, but we're going to see Oppenheimer afterwards.
I'm much more excited to see Barbie. I'm on the other side of that coin.
I don't want to see either one.
Ryan Gosling is he's climbing the ladder. He's one of my favorites out there.
Yeah, he's pretty
He's
awesome.
so good. And
No, he's
you,
really not, bro.
Mr. Clap
He
them
got-
cheeks.
He got beat
Mr. Let me.
so bad. He's a liability out there.
Oh, he's
bro.
a
He cannot play
liability at corner. That's for sure.
You can't. Mm-mm.
He did not have the hip movement. He walked well. No, but you know what? When his replacement wouldn't go in because he wanted to be coddled like a baby, he stepped up.
You did. He
And
did.
you remember him at least.
Oh, I
But
do.
you know what? He was a great teammate and a good leader because when it came down to the championship game, he gave a spot back at halftime when they were losing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Once again, because he was a liability out
So
there.
you put some respect on his name.
Hey, he knows when he's beat. I'll give him that.
He does. Hey man, he was a team player. Good God, why are we talking about Ryan Gosling so much?
Because he's gonna be what's her face?
Oh yeah, he's
Ken.
Ken. Yeah.
He's
He's going to
Ken.
beat you off.
I would really. He's gonna beat you off. That's right.
Yeah.
I'll beat you off anybody. Oh my God, that's gonna be so good.
But he's a
Oh,
stud of an
boy.
actor. I'll give him that too.
He is. He really is. Over to Marvel. Anthony Mackie wanted to be Black Panther before landing the role of the Falcon. I'm sure. Sure you did.
I can't see that. And I don't know if it's because he's been Falcon for so long.
I think that's it.
I just cannot look at him and picture Black Panther.
I absolutely could. I think Anthony Mackie is a fantastic actor. I haven't heard.
Oh,
it.
I
Bro,
agree 100%. I just can't physically picture it.
Nah, man. After he choked, I have no respect for him.
Choked on what?
What? You never seen?
Oh, His Papa Doc.
Yeah.
What do you?
How many mid 90s movie references are you going to make?
man?
You know, man,
Clarence
as many as you.
Said he was a
give me.
gangster. His real name was
Yeah.
Clarence.
He
He
lives
lives at home with both parents.
I was about to say, if you get Rhino started, he's gonna do the whole
And Clarence
battle.
parents have a real good marriage.
Oh Jesus.
This guy don't want to battle. He shook.
Does
There ain't
anyone-
no such things as halfway crooks.
Okay.
All right,
Okay. All right.
All right, we're done. We're done. We're done. He's scared to death. He's scared to look at his fucking yearbook. Fuck Cranbrook.
Oh, it's a private school. Anyway. Oh my God.
I know
Chadwick
something
Chadwick
about
Boseman, who is not in that movie, is getting an honorary star in the Walk of Fame. That's cool.
Well deserved.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Sincerely well deserved.
Everything that he was in, other than like
Phenomenal.
Bridges.
I actually
Was,
kind of like the Bridges movie.
I haven't seen it. I just like I'm saying like movies that got critical acclaim from him.
Dude, he was so good in 44. Oh my God. He played Jackie Robinson.
44.
42.
Or God, 42, sorry. 40,
He was so good in 69. I loved it.
42, excuse me.
Oh man. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Like he was there. Wasn't he in Express or wasn't he? Didn't he play Jim Brown too?
No,
Was it somebody
Express was the kid Rob Brown,
Okay.
kid from
Yeah.
Finding Forrester.
There you go. Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Finding Forrester. You're the man now, dog.
Yep.
Amelia Clark. Oh, my girl. I'm loving Amelia Clark right now. Says acting on a green screen is still real acting. She's responding to people like Anthony Hopkins
Yep.
and Ian McKellen who are out there going, it is not what it is to be an actor to stand in front of a green screen. You want me to pretend?
Hold on. He's talking about the same Ian McKellen that played Magneto that probably stood in front of a green screen.
The same Ian McKellen that does Broadway. And let me ask you a question. What's the difference between a green screen and putting a fake plywood house behind you on stage?
Right.
You're still acting. You're
Well,
still physically going through your mannerisms.
Where that came from was his Gandalf. They said he broke down crying on set, saying that's not why he became an actor, so that he could, do the whatever. I don't know these guys, but your whole job is to play pretend. Anytime you're not being Anthony Hopkins or Ian McKellen, you're an actor.
So you're not really Odin, bro.
Right. Not real acting. That was like the most ridiculous thing. Like that's probably the most serious acting you've got to do. You've got nothing to work with.
Plot twist: he's really Hannibal Lecter.
Ooh.
Oh.
He's acting as Anthony Hopkins.
But you've got nothing in front of you. You have to pretend and act like all these things are happening around you. So you think it's not acting? Are you saying that because you're not great at it or you don't like it? I mean, let's get with it.
Like imagine how hard of a job it would have been with Thanos, where they had the giant ball on the top of his head, or same with Age of Ultron, where
Yeah.
you can't look somebody in the eye. You have to look 3 feet above them and try and hold a conversation with that person.
Right. And listen to them talking out of their torso.
Yeah.
Not laugh. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's just like good for Emilia Clarke. Good for you. She's done so much green screen acting too as Daenerys. I mean, like, she is a baller. I like her a lot.
Me too.
Shang-Chi got delayed again. Here's the thing. I like Shang-Chi. I think it's a great movie. I think Simu Liu is really cool. I don't care.
We don't really need it right now, though, too. So
yeah, we don't need you right now, buddy. I mean, I get it. The movie was great. I'm excited to see him move on, but there's no plot point right now. Like if this was Iron Man or this was Black Panther, and they're like, for other reasons, like, this is being delayed for XYZ, then you're like, shit, we really need him.
yeah.
But Shang-Chi, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of a closed story, right?
Well, another thing too, that doesn't necessarily mean we won't see Shang-Chi. That just means his sequel is getting delayed. I think we'll see him in some Marvel production here soon in the next year or two.
Yeah, that would be cool. I would love to see him fight with Daredevil.
Like an East Coast Avengers or West Coast Avengers or something like that.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Although Wonder Man is on delay because of the strike.
Yeah.
But I'd still like to see it. James Gunn. Isn't it Wonder Man? Yeah, Wonder Man.
I don't know who that is.
We've talked about this, right? On the show. We had an episode dedicated to it, right?
Wonder Man, probably.
Okay. All right. Wanted to make sure. James Gunn says he still wants to see a legendary Star-Lord movie, and my keyboard corrected it to Starboard.
Chet did your notes, didn't
he? Sure did. I would love to see a legendary Star-Lord movie.
I'm on the fence about this because I've enjoyed the way Star-Lord's character has developed when it's a James Gunn directed movie.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's been bad in the other productions, but there's a noticeable difference between the two, in my opinion.
I loved Star-Lord in Endgame and in Infinity War. So I don't necessarily, I think there's enough of a serving size for us to say yes or no. But I think I could definitely see a legendary Star-Lord movie and then still see a Guardians 4. How about this? Guardians 4, Bradley Cooper beats Ezra Miller as the Flash as a CGI raccoon.
I like it.
That movie sells more than the Flash. I would bet my mortgage on that.
Well, Marvel's already proved they can do a Flash, and they did so in what is arguably their worst movie.
Yeah.
And they did a better Flash and better Superman.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie, legendary Star-Lord movie, spoiler alert, after the end of Guardians, where he's by himself, I'd like to see that.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean, I would watch it.
I think if they truly do go into a Skrull invasion and it becomes much more of a bigger overarching story, I really hope the Skrull storyline is not contained to this show. That would not.
It can't be. It can't be.
I think it could be.
It could.
And I freaking hope it doesn't, because they are wasting so much. Like there's, I don't know. Can you tell I'm kind of on the fence right now with Secret Invasion?
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a little pissed at Star-Lord, bro. You had one job, bro. Fucked it all up. Go for a girl.
Team Star-Lord, baby. Here's the big one. Here's the really cool stuff that we've seen just in the last few days, and we're gonna end with this. Deadpool 3. We've got some casting announcements. Jennifer Garner is returning as Elektra.
Marshala Ali is gonna play. Oh wait, no, he's not. No, he's not.
No, Marshala Ali is not confirmed as Blade. Ben Affleck has been cited. So there could, I think we are as close as we could ever get to a Deadpool kills the Fox universe.
Wait a minute. Is it out of the realm of possibility we could still see a Wesley Snipes Blade?
No, it's not out of the realm of possibility. We could.
Would that not be awesome for this with all of the classic cameos they're bringing back?
Yeah. Well, Ryan Reynolds and Blade Trinity and Wesley Snipes did not get along at all.
No.
There was actually very publicized issues with both of them, because they were saying that by the time Wesley Snipes was in Blade 3, he was very much a prima donna, didn't want to show up on time.
It was
Hey
just
man, he just running on color people time,
I
baby.
think
That's
you would
all.
get a lot more humbled Wesley Snipes. Like, what's the last thing he's been in?
Expendables 3.
I think it was like 5 actually.
Was it 5?
I think it's like 5.
No, four is in production right now.
So 3, yeah. Expendables
Yeah.
3 is the last thing that's been a major production that he's been in.
So that was probably what, 8 years ago. I think he would come in a humbled person.
I think since Ryan Reynolds has so much control over Deadpool and he's being paid so much to do this, that he doesn't want to have another sword and gun guy on set. And unless he's going to come in and just absolutely house blade and kill him, which I don't think Wesley Snipes would go for that. I don't think it happens. Especially because the conversations that TJ Miller's been coming out about how Ryan Reynolds does get kind of an ego about him. I don't know the guy, but it's just like I don't see Wesley Snipes being one that he's like, yeah, bring him back. He's already got Hugh Jackman. That's all he wanted.
No. I could see Reynolds being. I could see it. I'm not saying he is. I could see him being like a controlling type person on set.
Yeah, I mean, especially with the amount of money he's being paid and the pivotal part that Deadpool is going to play in the overarching Marvel universe. Definitely. We also got to see Wolverine in the original X-Men Wolverine costume.
I'm digging that.
Honestly, I don't know how you guys feel the same way, but he's too tall. It looks weird. It's super long. I'm like,
yeah, there is a little bit of a too tall element, but at least they're bringing it back. It's the first time we've seen him in that suit on screen.
Don't care, want to see it. And hey, Sony, you guys paying attention? You guys watching? Wolverine's been around for how long?
23 years.
Marvel gets him for 10 minutes, and he already looks more like Wolverine than anything we've seen.
Yeah.
The images, they don't show the cowl, so I'm hoping they add that in the movie.
And I want to see the white eyes, just like Deadpool.
Yeah.
And there better be at least one scene where he's just holding a picture of Jean Grey.
That would actually, knowing Ryan Reynolds, I could see them kind of making fun of that meme in this movie.
And there's rumors that a lot of those people are going to be in the movie. I think Deadpool is going to kill the Fox universe.
We've been talking about that since we first heard about Deadpool 3 joining the MCU. I think that's the way they're going. Kill the Fox universe.
With Jennifer Garner showing up as Elektra and Ben Affleck being cited on set, there's really no way that he's not going to do that. You don't bring
a lot of the Fox X-Men people have been confirmed for it too.
James Marsden, Patrick Stewart's coming back. It's rumored that Elizabeth Olsen is in that movie.
Halle Berry,
Ian McKellen. Halle Berry posted a picture of herself with the white hair, which is no other movie she's ever done that in other than the X-Men movies. So, boy, the hype train is really taking off for this movie.
And they bumped it forward 6 months.
Yeah. And there's a scene that they shot a still of showing Wolverine holding Deadpool's arm. So this is going to get graphic. It's going to get full on Deadpool Wolverine.
I'm wondering if this Wolverine that they're showing the stills of is one of the alternate Wolverines that Hugh Jackman kind of hinted he was playing.
Yeah. I love it. I'm ready to see them all because I don't think Deadpool can kill him. I think that's one hiccup that he runs into.
Yeah.
Going to that universe, trying to kill everybody and trying to do the right thing. He just can't kill Wolverine. Or it's typical Deadpool fashion where he goes, I don't want to. He's my buddy. I
could see that.
We also see the TVA.
Oh, Owen Wilson. Yeah, he's confirmed. And is it Miss Time or Miss Minutes there?
Yes. Wow. I think seeing and that Deadpool's gonna troll the shit out of him with that. He's like Mobius is gonna say something to Deadpool. He's gonna go, wow.
I don't think he will unless the writers write it in because he can't go off script. So
oh boy.
I have a feeling that there's gonna be some reshoots for Deadpool before it hits theaters. For
sure. But there's so much money being pumped into Deadpool, and I let me say, this movie could be what, 500 million? They could spend 500 million to make it, easily make that up.
Oh yeah, 100%.
They could make that up in a week.
First weekend.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us here at the Alter Ego Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in with us week in and week out. We will be back next week. I think Mr. Nello will be back with us then. But until then, you can catch us on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all of it. We'll see you guys around. Rhino, Ryan, anything on the way out?
Subscribe to my Alter Ego OnlyFans.
Do that.
I got nothing.
Nothing? You don't want to talk about Blade?
Nope. Let's talk about vaporware.
All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next week.